So a few years ago, I was invited by Donovan Prison to go speak. She laughs. I was invited, this was an honor, I was invited to go speak as their keynote speaker for their GED graduation class. Now do not laugh, I was speaking to the cream of the crop of murderers and rapists and drug dealers and such, and pedophiles. And so I was speaking to the cream of the crop, and it's a big deal. When you have to go speak at prison, you don't just like show up. You've got to have all your IDs sent in, you have to be, approved. And they said you can bring somebody. And so who do you bring? So I called one of my friends that I knew from years ago from Toastmasters, and I said, will you go to prison with me? He said, sure. So he sent in his stuff, so we go to prison together. And the funny thing is, a year later, they asked me to come back. It was so good. And they asked me to come back and do it again, and he went again. So I still introduced him as the only man who's ever gone to prison for me twice. Because I think that's impressive, right? So it was good speaking at Donovan because you have a captive audience. If they don't like what you're saying, they can't go anywhere, right? Can't go anywhere. But it was funny because I just noticed recently in the paper, they had a article about somebody at Donovan was sentenced to life plus 7 years.
That's 7 years.
I thought, boy, that's gonna be a long time for his. That last 7 years is gonna be bad for his roommate and the surrounding cellmates because that's gonna be unpleasant, don't you think? 7 years is a long time once you're dead. Whew. I just thought it was terrible. But it made me think. There's a story about 3 gals that broke out of prison, 2 brunettes and 1 blonde. So they break out of prison and they're on the lam, of course, and they come across an abandoned farmhouse because don't they always, when they break out of prison, find an abandoned farmhouse? I don't see that many abandoned farmhouses, but they exist, evidently. So they break out, they go into this farmhouse, and they see in the distance the sheriff coming up the lane looking for them. And one girl says, quick, there's some burlap bags, let's just hide in those. Just stay really still, they won't know it's us. So in walks the first sheriff, and he turns around and goes, there's nothing in here, it's just empty except for a couple of burlap bags. The other sheriff says, you know what, you better kick them, make sure they're not in there. So he kicks the first one, and the first brunette goes, meow. He goes, it's just some dumb cat. Kicks the second one, the other brunette says, arf, arf. He goes, there's a stupid dog in this one. Kicks the third one, he hears, potatoes, potatoes! Yeah, we blondes aren't too bright. Not too bright at all.